Thank you very much, Speaker Quinn. I really appreciate those comments. Most importantly, the competition that cities always have, as well as ideas coming from other cities. And as mayor, I've traveled not only here in our great country, but throughout the world, and had conferences with other mayors, learning from them in regards to new ideas and procedures, and looking at things completely different, which is really important. And that's why forums like this are to me, are not only more educational, and most importantly, coming back to my city in regards to new ideas and being much more creative. And that's why improving the environment, as the speaker pointed out, is the key of the future of cities. Because I grew up in a city all my life. I really believe that the nature can coexist in urban environments. And far too long we looked the other way. Everybody did. Environmentalists were someplace else. They're outside cities. We didn't think the cities could change, but cities are changing, and my city is changing, because we believe it's the economic future of our city, and it's directly linked to all of our efforts to protect and enhance our environment. So since I have been mayor, my belief, government has to lead by example. I think people are tired of government telling everybody what to do and exempting themselves. And whether it's the state, local, federal governments, they always tell you what to do, but they don't do it. And so in Chicago, what we have said, we will lead by example. We will show what city can do in all aspects of city government. And that includes the government itself, the Board of Education, the city colleges, the libraries, the aviation department, the parks. So we're on one agenda. And people want that. They want to say, if you're building a police, a fire station, a school, is it green? Simple as that. Why are you telling me to build green and you're exempting yourself? So we really believe that the key is leading by example. And secondly, is the small things in life. I mean, they may be small to people, but whether it's planting a tree or just creating a little open space or investing in resources to remove pollution from the air, encourage all the construction buildings in the downtown area, they're a smart environment. In the long run, truly enhances the quality of life for all the residents. And I'm very proud of the leadership that many people have taken, not just myself, the academic world, the policy people, the business community, elected officials, all coming together and say, let's stay on this agenda. How can we basically improve the quality of life of our city? And I'm proud that we started to act many, many years ago in ways that many cities are just beginning to appreciate the environment. It is clear to me that the future belongs to the cities that recognize the two desires of modern-day men and women. They want to live in a metropolitan area because they will offer more opportunities, more choices, and more people. They also want open space, nice parks, clean beaches, jogging paths, bike trails, flowers, trees, grass. Of course, they want clean, pure water and clean, pure air. They really are concerned about the global environment issues, as every public opinion poll has pointed out. In Chicago, the environment is a major component of our strategy to attract people and jobs and to remain competitive, we believe, in a global economy. So we have undertaken hundreds, and I mean hundreds of initiatives aimed at making Chicago the most environmentally friendly city in the world. So before I talk about the green roofs, I like to mention just a few ways Chicago has led by example over the years to improve the natural environment and make people's lives much better. Last fall, we unveiled the Chicago Climate Action Plan, a very comprehensive, detailed strategy to help lower greenhouse gas emissions and address climate change throughout the entire city. And that includes the business community, citizens, institutions, and city government itself. Other cities have similar goals, but Chicago plan is the first to both identify emission sources, anticipate impacts of climate change, and of course propose ideas, including green roofs, of course, that specifically respond to that research. And much of it was research-oriented, which is really important. It prevents a menu of options that can be implemented over a period of time to address the sources of greenhouse gas emissions. Our climate action plan is a result of a task force made up of private businesses, city, local, state, and federal governments, community organizations, academics, foundations, civic organizations, because we understand that government can't solve environmental challenges by itself. The entire community must be engaged. We also are aggressively pursuing green infrastructure throughout the city to keep clean storm water out of our sewers, reduce the urban heat island impact. Since I became mayor, we planted over 500,000 trees, landscaped more than 80 miles of medians on major streets of our city. On Arbor Day last month, we announced the Chicago Tree Initiative, which brings together resources of 20 agencies, organizations to plant, care for, and advocate trees. We also hope to inspire a civic and social movement that will involve the city, green industry, business community, and the private homeowners in improving our urban forests. And also an example dealing with the city, we have the largest convention center. And for many years, the rainwater would go into a combined water and sewer system, over 55 million gallons of water. But today, that clean rainwater goes right into Lake Michigan. We save an enormous amount of energy costs and other costs related to the combined water and sewer system. Chicago has over 1,900 miles of alleyways. Alleys are very important, the most of any city in the world. Through our Green Alley program, we have tested a range of techniques, such as permeable pavers, permeable concrete. We are now undertaking techniques, the standard operating procedure for rebuilding our alleys and many construction projects, so that the rainwater does not go into a combined water or sewer system. Green buildings are an important part of our environment efforts. As we rehab existing city buildings and construct new ones, we follow the green building policies. Our Center for Green Technology, a rehab of a former industrial building, was the first municipal building in the world to be awarded a platinum rating by the U.S. Green Building Council. We have established that alone we bring in architects, engineers, government people, construction people in regards to seminars continually in regards to green technology programs in the city of Chicago. It's an educational center as well. We have established a green business strategy in which we work with companies, Chicago companies, to help them save money by becoming sensitive to the environment. And we go into the companies and work with them. I pointed out the major expansion of McCormick Place. I pointed out 55 million gallons of rainwater. We built a 3,000-foot tunnel to carry all the clean rainwater into Great Lake, Michigan. Our rain barrel, we're very proud of our rain barrel program, provides subsidized rain barrels to residents, encourage them to both conserve water, disconnect their downspouts to keep storm water out of the sewer system. Through many of these programs, I will mention Chicago now has over 600 green roofs completed or underway, totaling more than 7 million square feet. How did Chicago become a leader among green roofs? My interest in them was really sparked on a trip when I took to Germany many years ago, in Hamburg, Germany, and saw how the Germans incorporated them into their cities and some of their public buildings. Then we planted our first rooftop garden in City Hall in the year 2000. It's 21,000 square feet with nearly 100 different species of plants, a number of trees, and also we have beehives, which produce honey that is sold to benefit after-school programs for teens. And we build beehives in many of our public buildings in Chicago. And all that money is, the honey is sold, and it goes into an after-school program for teens in our city. That green roof started a movement that is going stronger than ever 9 years later. By the way, when people ask me if green roofs really work, I tell them about one on top of City Hall. We share the building with the county. Our half of the roof is green. Of course, the county is not. We monitor the conditions, of course. I know it's no surprise to you that on a 90-degree day, the temperature on our side of the roof is about 90 degrees. On the county side, the roof is about 170 degrees. And that's proof our green roof is conserving energy, saving money, and, of course, helping our roof last longer.